Well, how are you everyone? I wish you are doing well. Our session today it will be like completely writing. We'll focus on writing. I'll discuss some of your samples and then we will have the writing for next time. By the way, this is the writing for next time that you should do and I will discuss it by the end of that session. So let's start by discussing some of your writings that you just finished last time. I have here one of yours here. It was about music and if you remember, it was about to write a letter, so it should be in a letter form to the head teacher to just tell him we need music classes and so on. Here, one of your writings, and so let me discuss it with you. Here we have a title, music classes, and after that we are having, dear my moralist teacher. He's using here vocab, as I will explain. So vocabulary or using vivid vocabulary is just like amazing part. He's starting by, so I had this idea hovering through my mind. In this sentence, he's using hovering as vocabulary, which is good. And also we have another thing, which is a metaphor. When you are seeing an idea hovering in your mind and so on, it is a kind of metaphor describing the idea to be like a bird flying. So it's a good, attractive introduction. By the way, I like that. And and I was thinking that I might express how I feel about it and tell you all positives and negatives about it. I have here a comment. Your introduction is direct, like I have here direct introduction, but where is the topic sentence? Like you will talk about what? You get the idea? We have vivid, strong introduction, but the topic sentence is not there. It must be there. Like you should tell me in the first paragraph or in the introduction what you are going to talk about. So I wrote here direct introduction, but where is the topic sentence? It is about what? Let's continue. Am one, it should be I am. I'm one of the millions of people that love music and admires it. So I am one of people that love music and admire, not admire. So the S should not be here. You get the idea? And admire it and all its branches. You can say with all its branches, like, after like here, you should have a semicolon because you will just make a list. Yes? I'm sorry, not a semicolon, a colon, because you will have a list like what? Europe, like romantic, bass, karaoke, and so on. Also, a lot of people from the school, you can say at school. You don't use that preposition here. Yes? At school, the school, if you are talking about something general, but you know our school specific, so know that. People at school can have the same feelings as me. So why not compromise? First of all, it's good vocab. You are using, really, this person is using vivid, strong vocabulary. So I like that. But you can add the ing saying, why not compromising? Or you can say, why not to compromise? An idea and brainstorm together. Let's continue. I have here a part of capitalization. This could be capital, like it makes you forget. Okay, it makes people who have anxiety from crowds a lot more courageous and consistent. I have here vocab is just using strong vocabulary, as I told you before, with their singing. It makes you feel yourself act sad or bad. I wrote here vocab with small letters and here with capital letters. The small letters means like you should change the vocab, like don't use sad and happy anymore. You can replace them with something else. If you endeavor, here we have another vocabulary, hard enough to let go of your mundane vocabulary again. Yes, stuff you feel. Let's go down there for the rest of it. Look at the conclusion if you don't mind. I like the conclusion, by the way. And he's writing yours sincerely and so on. So, for all music lovers, he's summarizing what is set up. For all music lovers, we can make music classes maybe about 30 minutes a day, each day learning new stuff, and to encourage our soul, which is good for understanding new things. I like that article, by the way. Okay. Rami, you can hear me now, yes?
Yes.
So, how are you doing?
Mr.
Well?
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Why did you say we have to remove the S?
Which one, my dear? Speak, Rami, I'm hearing you.
Before this, you were highlighting it. The S.
Here or where?
No, up.
You mean that
Yes,
part?
here in admirers. Yes.
I admire. It is I. Yes, because you're starting here by I. You get the point?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Now, okay, now, let's have something else, if you don't mind. I have here Jawad.
Hello,
Hey,
Mr.
Jawad. How are you,
Hello,
Jawad?
Mr. Fine. Mr. When it's written, also a lot of people from school can have the same feelings as me. Shouldn't it be I feelings as I?
I got your point. Look, I'm not picking all the mistakes. I'm just figuring the one that we have to discuss. You got the idea? But you're right. Now, let's have here, by the way, we are just learning. You get the idea? So it's okay. No problem with that. Now, thank you, Joan. Now,
Welcome.
well, let's have a look on another one. Yes, look. By the way, this PDF, it was hard for me to edit, so I got a problem with that, but I really do like that article. First of all, it should be a letter starting with dear and so on. Let's read that part together. In my opinion, I think that it is a great idea to learn music at school because it helps students to learn new instrument. It should be to learn how to play or how to use. Yes, because I don't learn new instrument, but I learn how to play. Yes, and music can affect the body in many health promoting ways. This is a good compound adjective that I like. I like that compound adjective. It's a good vocab. It's just like describing those ways by what health promoting. It's a good one, which is the basis for a growing field known as music therapy. Wow, good vocab. It's just like that. You can also use music in your daily life and achieve many stress relief. The idea is going smoothly. It's very nice, attractive. Relief benefits on your own, and it can help that children. You should talk in general. It can help children. Don't be specific. Yes, it is general. To have large vocabularies and more advanced reading skills than other people who blah blah blah. Now you're talking about the disadvantages. The one up here, it was about the advantages. Now about the disadvantages. But there's some disadvantages of music, like the cost of it and the time slots may be limited and shorter than what the private teacher might offer. Yes, at home, as well as you are using transitions, which is good. I like that. As long as the teacher may have to carry a lot of materials around in case they want to introduce different music. And here, hope you change your thought of it and hope you accept. Like, really, I did enjoy reading it, but you mixed the introduction with the first body. Like, if you are looking here, we are having a good, like, the introduction is not clear where exactly it should be. You get the idea? You are mixing the introduction with the first body. The conclusion is brief and to the point. Here, you are just telling me that. So when you are saying hope you change and so on. Okay, that's the second part we have, or the second article. Okay, those who are raising hands, I'm not going to answer a person I'm not sure of. Like, I have here only number. I will not answer numbers, please. You should have your name and your class. Okay. Let's have another one. I have like a Word file here. Let's have it. Yes, this one. Look, let me zoom it a little and I will read. Look, dear head teacher, Mr. Adham. He's writing a letter to Mr. Adham. So is the voice section, of course. I would like to tell you, sir, good way, and it is a good formal way, which should be a formal one, about the idea discussed by all students of my class. It should be like in my class, yes, which is adding or having, yes, music classes to our curriculum. I highlight that part and I wrote here the introduction to the point, and the topic is clear. Like the topic sentence is here, it is clear and to the point. And we know that there are positives and negatives, so I could mention them instead of you. Okay, let's go down more. First, the advantages. And after that, he's telling us the disadvantages, which is down there, the second. Okay, first, the advantages, comma. Most people in the school, it should be, as I told before, at school, yes, like a variety of music played on different instruments like column here, guitar, violin, and so on, which you should have maybe here. You cannot start like with which and so on. If you want to have, you can add a comma or whatever, yes, which provides the most students would like to learn how to play those instruments. Thus, I wrote here that you are using transitions. Like, for example, here you have thus and you have first, and after that you have second. So you are using transitions in a good way. Thus, they could play songs they admire and you and the other head teachers make optional. You should add it. You did not add it, I added. Make it optional for people who do not want to learn this material, and this would be replaced by the physical education session, which I wrote here complex. You are using complex sentence, which is good. Yes, you have the variety of sentences, which will not affect the normal schedule, and by adding music to the curriculum, the school could make more show or more shows. You have S here for the parents to see their son's succession in this material. So I have here a problem with that part. Who knows? Raise a hand if you don't mind. And I think Abdullah, the one who wrote it, maybe he can just tell us. So, yes, Abdullah?
Mister, can you hear me well?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, of course I can hear you well.
I'm Abdulaziz, not Abdullah, by the way.
Okay, yes, Abdulaziz, what do you think?
No, I have something in my article, the first one.
You know it's your article, but we can just talk on WhatsApp and so on in the group, no problem. You get it? But it was nice one, really. What do you think of this one? What's the problem here? Okay, where is Abdullah Khalid? I'm not sure who's, because I have a lot of, I have more than one.
You shouldn't use the apostrophe after sons, because daughters will go for daughters and sons.
So it is apostrophe S or S apostrophe. You get the idea? I will just write it now. I have here, just a minute. Taha?
Yeah, I think the problem is that the comma should be after the S, not
That's it,
before the
Taha.
S.
Yes, because we have plural here. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we should have the idea of S apostrophe. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So here we are having that idea, and here you are using transitions only. And look at that part, please. Second, the negatives, I and everyone. It should be everyone and I, because here we have a subject. The subject is like, it should be I after everyone, like my family and I, not I and my family. You get it? So here we have the idea, everyone and I in my class. No, not knows, because they are now plural, we. Yes? And I like that part, by the way. I wrote here, like, can you imagine that the second body is one long sentence? Why and where is the conclusion? So here, the second body paragraph here, if we are seeing starting from and the second, you cannot see any period, by the way, till the end. So why to have one long sentence like that? It should be divided a lot. And the conclusion is not mentioned, but really it is a good one that I like. Now, I cannot. Okay, so let's continue. Abdulaziz, yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Abdulaziz.
Yes. What do I do?
You raised the hand, yeah?
No, sorry, I forgot to lower it. I don't need anything.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Thank you. See you. I have a last one, then I will just talk about what we are going to do for next writing. Look, everyone here. Okay, here you can see it. With that letter or that article, it's better to be divided into paragraphs. Maybe like the question was not clear, like you wrote it as one paragraph. It should be divided like introduction, body one, body two, and conclusion. Yes, and it should be a letter starting with the word year and so on. Here we are having like music lessons, teaching music lessons makes, because here the subject's teaching different languages as they here is not clear, like who are they? It's vague. I'm not sure, like you refer to they for who are they, you mean? Yes, is it like the language or the lessons or what? They are learning their music or an instrument. So we have here capitalized, but as long as you are typing, it's okay. Maybe it's just like that. Nowadays is one word. Yes. So nowadays children find out different types of sounds, yes, and tunes that they never thought of doing. No, it's yes, and also can customize their own sound. Here, you should start a new sentence. You should have a period. You have a run-on sentence here. And starting from so till sounds, we have a very long sentence. You should divide it here at that point. So we are having here capitalized. These practices are good and they benefit them. You mean people or students, yes? And also trains. No, it is also train because you have here plural subject practices. So are and train their ears. Just a minute. Train their ears to, not for. Yes, different types of tunes and sounds. It, capitalization here, it also helps and benefits in another thing, like learning to communicate. I like this idea, by the way, like music helping you to communicate with others and so on, which is a fact, and work as groups. Two, new sentence, so we capitalize that part. Two, know different types of languages and new vocabulary. You should not use vocab. It's like informal, letter to the head. So you write vocabulary. And shows how to read. You probably ask, you should have here a comma because you start by to know. And here we have a comma after read. Yes. You will probably ask how it can help in reading when you, as I told you, that's a formal, so use you, Y, O, U. Memorize a song or you want to know the lyrics. Like you're telling me here, like you can use music or lyrics to keep words and to study and so on. So a comma should be here. Yes, because you start the sentence with, really I'm confused somehow. So we have a comma here, to look at, not in, the words and read them so you can memorize the lyrics. Yes, and also I should have a period here and start a new sentence instead of having random sentence. You start here with capital S, so that's all for it. We all want to share about music. This should be the conclusion, starting from here. You get the point? Yes? Want to share about music because we all love music and would like to learn it. Okay, look, I have here the idea, like, thank you for your great efforts. Yes, an attractive piece of writing it is, I mean it. And by the way, if it is divided into paragraphs, as I told you, it would be fabulous. And you can avoid those, maybe the are typing problems and so on. So don't worry about that. Okay, now, I want you to focus on that part, please, but I want to hear you, some of you. Yes. Okay. Yes. Someone is raising a hand here. Yeah. Okay, be sure, please, if you want to talk or not, because I cannot have that. Yes.
Mister, I don't understand the grammar mistake that was in the previous article.
You mean last session or what?
No, this session, but يعني in the previous
article?
before guests.
Which article?
For
I'll show you.
Malak.
We have. Okay. Here we have some
Yes.
like maybe it's typing mistakes or grammatical mistakes and so on, like singular plural agreement, like subject verb agreements. You get the idea here, and that's it.
Yeah.
You get it, but really she exerted a lot of effort, and that's good, by the way. It's the first time. So, thank you. Yes,
Mister,
go ahead.
I have a question.
Ask.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mister, how do we يعني make the sentence shorter? If it's a long sentence, how
I
can we
will
make
tell
it
you.
shorter?
Look, it's okay
point.
if you have it a longer one, if you are having compound sentence, complex, and so on. But some of us are making longer sentence with and. So what? No, make it complex. Make it compound complex. Use although, before, after sense, and so on. Yes, but using a lot of ands and so on, those simple ones for the fanboys, it makes the sentence mundane. You got it? And it's just like closer to the run-on one. You get my point?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mister, can you repeat?
Okay, now. Okay, now, The writing for next time, if you don't mind. Look, I want to hear your own comments about that before you write. For a time, I'll read it, I'll explain. Just listen. Imagine that you have been to an exhibition at a science museum. So you are at science museum, yes, recently. Write a review. Take care of the word review. How we write a review of the exhibition for your school magazine. So you are going to write a review about this science museum for your school magazine. You could include some of the following. It should be like 3 paragraphs for each one, as I wrote each of these 3 points should be a paragraph by itself, and an introduction and conclusion are needed. Now, what is a review? I want to hear some of you, please. Raise a hand.
I'm Mr. I wanted to ask, how do I submit the writing?
Look, I got a problem with the writing. I received 33 articles of yours, but my problem is it was very hard for me to check them on the computer, as you can see, because I'm using PDF. So I found a way you can just send it as a Word file on the WhatsApp. We have groups. We have a group for boys, group for girls, and so on. And if it is just like Word file, I will be able to just print them all, check them using a pen, and then change them in PDF using my phone or whatever, because I exert really a lot of effort just checking those 4 articles only. You get it? So I'll discuss that in the group. Thank you, Abdulaziz. Which class you are?
Okay.
D, yes?
17. Yeah, D.
Okay, how are you? I miss you.
Wallah, I miss you too, miss.
Wallah, I'm not kidding. Okay, thank you, Abdulaziz. See you. Okay. What is a review? Yes?
Mr. A review is more of a summary, but it's written in a more advanced way and usually contains like recommendations and stuff.
Excellent. Like we have a book review. At the back of the book, we have a kind of review. Good. Let's hear Taha. What is a review?
A review.
Mr. Don't forget to mute me.
I will mute all of you, don't worry. But when I finish the discussion.
Okay, a review is like you write it like a report with recommendations and things about the event, and you need to have an introduction, and a conclusion is what is the recommendation.
Good.
Yeah,
that's right. By the way, this is
mentioned.
what you will do. What also we are having here. Yes, what is a review? Okay, let me talk now. Look, everyone. The idea here of that part or that article, you visited that place and you are writing a review about that, about what you have seen there. Yes, your opinion, what happened there, you recommend it to someone or not, as Taha said. What you learned there, it's one of the paragraphs. Like, for example, you can, like said, I learned a lot of things, like some theories I didn't know about, and they told me about it there in that science museum. I learned whatever. What you enjoyed, what you did not. You can like say, I enjoyed that part of the science museum because of it was, it got some experiments and they told us to do things our own hands and so on, and I did not enjoy that part because just like pictures, images, I did not like. For the third paragraph here, whether you would recommend it or not. Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't, with reasons. You get the idea? So each one of those, it should be like a kind of a paragraph with introduction and conclusion. And by the way, 3 of you sent that one and it was really fun. So